Hello everyone, good morning and welcome back again to another edition of Moments with Lulu. If you are new to the channel, please do well to subscribe so you don't miss any future uploads. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back to watch my videos. So this is just a week in my life for my last few days in nursing school before the end of my preceptorship. So yeah, I finished my preceptorship, I think 2nd, 3rd of April 2021. And this is just me here preparing for my interview I had on the 30th of March. And basically all I packed with me was just like my student ID, my government issued ID, and just all dressed up, feeling myself just because I'm going for like a very meaningful interview to me, and you want to look your best at that point in time. So I came back from my interview and still had to fill in some availability forms for my current job. And like, even though I'm done with preceptorship, I still feel stressed. Like, I'm done with preceptorship does not mean I'm done with school, that kind of thing. So there are still assessments to do, to complete, as well as like graded essay, reflection to write or to complete for this course. So this is March 31st. The following day, I had to complete my clinical assessment too. So because in nursing school, we do this thing called CAT. So CAT stands for Clinical Assessment Tool. I'm sure it's going to be different for every school and different for every nursing school or university, that kind of thing. So this is something we do with our practicums or our clinical rotations. So every semester you have to do 2 clinical assessments. Every semester you have a nursing course, a nursing clinical course, sorry, you have to do 2 clinical assessments, and that is one for midterm and one for final. And basically the clinical assessment too just looks at like what a nursing student at so and so level should be able to do or should have advanced in. So your CAT from your first year, second year of nursing school clinical is obviously going to be different from your like preceptorship semester or your 3rd year or your 4th year semester, that kind of thing. So this is more like just seeing where a student is at, if they are struggling, if they need more support and whatnot. Honestly, nursing school clinical is really challenging and there's so much struggles. I'm not going to say I had the best experience in nursing school, no, because I had my days of struggle. Like, first year, my very first clinical in nursing school was not even funny at all. Like, it was super challenging, given that I just came from like a very different like continent or a very different country where we do things differently, and our sense of reasoning is like just way different from like what I'm being taught or what we are taught here, that kind of thing. So again, with nursing school, there are lots of struggles. But in saying that, you have also exciting moments and opportunities, like the moments where you get to meet friends, where you go together, where you do things together. Like, that really helps a lot. It really does help to lessen the burden of nursing school and clinical itself. Like, having people from like friends from like different continents, different countries, like different life, or like seeing how they do things helps so much. So if you're in nursing school right now and you're struggling, I'm going to tell you this, it's going to be okay. Like, I didn't know I was going to make it this far, but trust me, it's going to be okay. Like, it only gets better. And it also gets challenging for sure. Like, the challenge will always be there because I just feel like nursing students are vulnerable. Even I myself, sometimes I feel vulnerable in clinical, like when you see the doctors, the nurses, you see more experienced people. But then again, don't let that like get the best of you or define who you're going to be as a nursing student or as a nurse. So I'm currently working on something we call weekly clinical check-in. So basically every week for my own clinical instructors, every Wednesday, you have to write like a Word doc of what you're doing in clinical, how it's going, any challenges, the kind of patients you're caring for and stuff like that. but this is specific to my clinical instructor and my clinical group. I mean, I have a preceptor. So basically, my preceptor is different from my clinical instructor. My clinical instructor is in charge of the course at a classroom level, while my preceptor is at a clinical, more on-site experience level kind of thing, if you get what I mean. But yeah, so every week we have to do this thing called weekly clinical check-in with your instructor, like the instructor of that course. So you have to say whether you're having any challenges, and then you can work things out if you're struggling mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever, sleep wise. Yeah, that was something I would always like bring up in my in my weekly check-in after my night shifts. I'm like, oh my god, I'm struggling with sleep, da 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 da. But anyways, that is something we usually do, and this is something I worked on for like an hour or so. And basically, how I do this is that I don't even delete the previous ones. Let me not lie. I don't delete the previous ones. I just use the previous ones as a guide and further write on it and just change the date. That's all I do. So it doesn't take me so much time to do. Also, I forgot to mention, if you're a nursing student and you watch my videos, or you eventually come across any of my videos, please drop in a comment section. I want to know, how is nursing school for you? What is it like? What are the challenges you're facing? Because if there's anyone who can relate, I feel like I can totally relate after doing 4 years of school and like seeing what it's like and knowing what it's like and going through this experience myself. Again, I always say that you won't really understand what someone else is going through if you've not been through that experience. Like, if you've not lived through that experience, you can't really get it. But then again, I just want to know, like, what is it like for you? Even though we all doing nursing, some people struggle more than others. Some people find it way easier than others, which is very different for everyone just because we are all unique human beings. But I'm just curious to know, like, my subscribers who are in nursing school, like, what is it like for you? What are the challenges? What are you struggling with? What course do you find to be the most difficult? Or what, like, clinical? Like, what are your biggest fears while in clinical setting? Because I know we all do have fears while in clinical. We struggle mentally, we struggle emotionally. Nursing students are vulnerable. That I'm going to say and acknowledge 1 million times. But just let me know in the comment section how you're doing. Okay, yes, the best part of life, or rather, one of the best things in life for me. I'm so big on food. Like, I love food so much that, I mean, food is life. I mean, yeah, food is life. I just don't know how to describe my love for food. But, anyways, I was going to fry some plantain and have it with oatmeal, and that's exactly what I was doing here. It's been a while I ate this. I don't even know. It's been a while I ate the food I like since clinical. Like, all through clinical, I don't even know how I survived, because some days I would go on without eating and not even remember that I did eat. It was that stressful and that like exhausting at times that I didn't remember I've not eaten for the whole day and just like lived on water for that day until the following morning. I think I had like 3 or 4 occasions while that happened in clinical, and that was unlike me. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead to start frying my plantain. I don't know, I think I fried plantain in one of my videos. I think a video called 4:30 a.m. morning, clinical morning routine or stuff like that. That was from my leadership clinical from 2020, November, October, around that time. But anyways, this video is not about to be a motivational video or how my clinical went or my struggles in clinical or how challenging nursing school has been. No, that's not what this video is about. But I would love to share my experience with you all thus far. So please drop in the comment sections any questions you might have regarding like how was clinical for you, how was preceptorship in CVICU, like what were your challenges, what were your struggles, how did you survive working 2 jobs, being a full-time student, being an international student and whatnot. I know there are lots of questions and I'm eager to answer those questions. What is your next plan? Like, what are your plans next? Are you going back to school and whatnot? Yes, those are exciting topics to talk about, and I'll be glad if you can drop your questions. And here I'm just making my oatmeal. Oh my god, I love oatmeal and plantain. Very good combo. Also, if you made it to the end of this video, I want you to comment plantain in the comment section.